circle. Breathing in, we expand, we open. Breathing out, we integrate, we unify, we harmonize. And one more breath. More slowly, more full. And breathing out. Settling down. Thank you. Since we first had the idea of organizing a retreat here in the Sahara, it has been an extremely exciting journey. Since the beginning, our purpose was just simply to allow this to happen, to open the space for a group of people to enter in this unique environment, to experience what they need to experience, or for them to see what they need to see. Each one in a specific intersection in his journey, in a specific facet of the journey. We encounter each other in this occasion for mutual teaching, learning, with the purpose of greater empowerment in the path of self-realization. In this retreat, we come together for a few days in this very special place, and we have the chance to share, to connect, to support each other, and to share this unique space of practice, this unique connection, this unique intimate moment of introspection and growth. So the aim we gave ourselves for this retreat was to combine the energies of self-empowerment, clarity, directionality, and this type of bright and strong type of energy, which is embodied by the symbol and the practice of the sword, together with the introspection, the connection, the openness of the Qigong and meditation practice. So it is very much about integrating the active and the passive aspects. And this has been dynamically happening during these days of practice. Another quality that also has been very present, harmonizing all these deepening energies, has been a very strong friendship that has been created between the participants, new bonds, new connections, that allowed all this process, all this growing process with its ups and downs, with its new discovered aspects, to be carried on in a harmonious, in a peaceful, in a understanding and supportive way between one another. And so it has been very inspiring to observe all this process happened around us, with the collaboration of each individual putting their own determination, their own life into their practices. So the Wudang 7-star sword method is an ancient method transmitted from a founding master, Lu Dongbing, that unifies the martial art practice with aspects of Daoist ritual magic. In this way, the physical aspect of the practice, which focuses on unifying the practitioner with the sword and opening the physical body to be a more complete and more appropriate vessel for the energy work and the spiritual practice, is unified with walking pattern, symbols and talismans that are proper to Daoist ritual magic. Through the imitation of the rotation and the spinning of galaxies and stars and universes in the stepping pattern, in the circling of the sword and in the circles of the body, the practitioner is brought to unify with these more expanded forces of the universe in an act of connection and respect toward the magnitude and the wisdom of the stars and the universe. The specific movement, the specific attention to the steps and to the breath and to specific intention work during the practice makes so that the practitioner is always fully immersed with his intention, with his body, with all the level of his being into this practice that bring him into a new dimension to connect with these greater forces of the universe. The sword is an ancient symbol of great power, symbolizing strength, clarity, directionality, determination, and the ability to discriminate between the truth and the false. In this specific space of practice, every aspect of the universe that surrounds the practitioner is seen in this moment as a sacred component. The sword, the tool, as his own power, the steps, the universe around as his own power, and the practice also evokes the wisdom from the inside universe. So everything that is surrounding and encompassing the practitioner becomes this expanded and wise universe.
A retreat like this aims at promoting these beautiful arts for longevity and self-cultivation. That's why we wanted to spread it to more people so that they can continue their practice and benefit as much as possible. We also wanted to promote healthy eating. That's why we decided plant-based food is the most suitable.
Yeah, for me what is really important is not only what we do in terms of practice, but is mostly the way we do and why we do. Yeah, we work in the kitchen together with love, passion and consciousness. We also try to don't waste anything, and we try to don't use or at least use less plastic and paper as possible.
Yeah, when we came, it was quite challenging as we found out that some of the stuff was missing. But thanks to the owner of the location, we could get everything we needed in some time. Thus, we had to adapt to what we've had, and eventually it got all smooth.
Yeah, that like every time I was really surprised, like me and Darius solved the problem of the kitchen, that especially in this hostile environment that was really difficult, but we still have some creativity on the food and the people appreciate a lot.
So we had a little bit of time before the group arrived, which was around 2 hours. So in that time we went to the dune and we could enjoy the landscape. Otherwise we were pretty busy in the kitchen as preparing food for this many people, especially under these circumstances, requires lots of time and effort. Despite of that, we had some moments to quiet the mind in the evening meditation and morning qigong. But even though there was not so much to go around, just being in this place is already very beneficial, as the energy of the place is very calming and soothing. Thus, knowingly or unknowingly we were under this influence.
It's interesting how we found this place and we decided to make a retreat here that comes only from our intuition.
Yeah, we've had two camps to choose from, and we have a few signs on the way. Most of them were to choose this site rather than the other. It's incredible how the language of symbols can somehow show you the way.
Today is the last day of the retreat. In the afternoon we're gonna ride the camels and go back to the Kasbah and prepare to the journey back. And it has been a wonderful experience to share, to connect, to explore, to see the enthusiasm in the practice from everybody, the openness, the willing to connect, to create new bonds, to share. Everybody bringing their own piece of the puzzle, everybody bringing some new interesting ingredients, knowledge, experiences, feelings to the plate. So it has been deeply enriching.
La experiencia aquí en este retiro ha sido realmente muy bonita. Está en un entorno muy relajante y realmente el ambiente que se ha creado entre todos, se ha creado una relación muy cálida.
These days here in the desert were just an absolute dream, in the sense that combining the sword with being in the desert, and so it was really awesome, using Giulio's words.
When I joined, I was a bit scared because I'm not fit. I've not been practicing for a long time, but actually that was not a problem. Giulio and the rest of the team, everybody was included, and the place is absolutely amazing.
The practice in itself had not been so very much physical demanding, but rather mentally demanding. To learn new things, you really have to get your brain to work, basically.
I'm really glad that I came on this trip. It's been outstanding. From the journey on the bus to riding with camels through the desert to the camp. Let's say it is basic with the camp, but that's all part of it, because you're coming back to the elements. And actually the practice itself, the Wudang sword dance, is all about the elements and tuning into your inner frequencies and your outer frequencies.
It's been incredible, really. The people have been awesome. The food has been spectacular, and the weather is obviously amazing. The desert is a powerful teacher. In the day, it's warming and welcoming and pleasant, and at night it's cold and the nights are long. But it's not something that I would change.
So this experience was super interesting and amazing. To come to the desert and to have a retreat about Tai Chi sword, to experience actually the weather in the desert, the cold and the heat, to have such a beautiful teachings here was actually a very beautiful experience. Challenging, but quite awakening one.
The only thing that took me by surprise is the cold. Night cold in the desert, but it's part of the training. You've got to be tough and you've got to be involved, you've got to be completely implicated in the whole thing.
Sí, doncs, des del primer moment que vam arribar aquí al desert ha estat una experiència completament atemporal. Des del primer dia ja pensava que portava aquí setmanes. L'experiència interna ha passat d'una forma tan ràpida. Jo crec que tots hem crescut molt com a persones en la nostra evolució, en el nostre propi camí, en la nostra evolució interna, d'una forma que jo no havia experimentat des de feia molt de temps. Llavors ha sigut molt maco tornar a reconnectar en un lloc així i amb la gent, tothom fent el mateix treball. Clar, es crea una energia de grup, de voler ser tots millors, respectar-nos els uns als altres per créixer.
It's a great group feeling. All the working together and then sharing some nice moments afterwards, leisure moments. I love the way Giulio is teaching. He's very joyful to be with and also joyful to learn from. Not losing the accuracy and the exact information. So he's an amazing teacher.
El profesor Giulio pues ha sido un profesor muy cercano y muy atento con todo el mundo y que ha respetado los ritmos de aprendizaje de todos y que da unos mensajes muy verdaderos también.
It's been a really good week, good friends, good food, good practice. Getting a lot softer in the bones and the joints, and the people are great. New family.
Even if I had kind of some experiences before, this one I think it will be in my memory for all my life.
So it's been an incredible experience with very beautiful people, bringing me very much back into my centre and my core of myself. The Wudang sword dance itself is incredibly beautiful, with beautiful movements and elegance and poise that takes you into a deep meditative state. And I can't wait to learn more and do more of Giulio's retreats, so it's a very big plus for me and I can really highly recommend it.
I would say a big bravo, it's perfect. I will do that again, and I will advise anybody, even beginner or very advanced, they can do it. It's just an amazing experience and a lot of great encounter and meeting great people.
So I have to say thank you to this organization, to the Tian Ma staff, because the teacher, Giulio, the food, the kitchen staff, they were all amazing, and they made these days here to be a really wonderful time.
I had a really good time, and I've never been in a retreat before, and that was not a problem. I met new people, I ate really well, and I recommend it to anyone.
Thank you, Desert. Thank you, Giulio.
Top notch, 10 of 10.
Ha sigut meravellós. Sí, moltes gràcies als organitzadors i a tothom que ha vingut aquí.
Good. Perfect.
It has been very valuable experience for the collective, for each one. I'm sure there will be relevant harvest to bring back home.